I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel like I am on a roller coaster trying to keep up with the Duke and Duchess of Hypocrisy, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Yesterday and the day before, I was coming across so many puff pieces about the two of them, talking about how great and wonderful they are and how they're just so misunderstood. Well, today, folks, it looks like the tables have turned. Meghan and Harry are being ripped to shreds by some critics. So there's one article in the Daily Mail, an exclusive, and then there's another article in OK Magazine. And both articles are saying basically exactly the same thing for different reasons. Both media outlets come to the same conclusion that Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, are a couple of hypocrites. First, let's take a look at the article in the Daily Mail. So the headline reads, Exclusive, Harry and Meghan's Archwell Foundation funded group whose executive director criticized Israel after horrific terror attack and accused the U.S. of being silent as Palestinians are murdered. Now, when I came across this headline, I wasn't surprised because I was thinking about that Gabor Mate or Mate or whatever, the guy who Harry did that interview with. But this is not even talking about him. This is somebody completely different. But of course, I wasn't really surprised because I know that Harry and Meghan love some woke ideology. And the truth is, many woke people in the US right now, I would say most of them are not supporting Israel at all. In fact, many of these people who claim to be woke liberals, they're blaming Israelis for the fact that they were attacked by terrorists. Now, I find this attitude absolutely reprehensible, but unfortunately, there are many people who think this way. And apparently, one of those people is funded by none other than Meghan and Harry. So the Daily Mail article says two members of an activist group funded by Harry and Meghan's Archwell Foundation have been accused of posting anti-Israel rhetoric online, with one slamming the U.S. for being silent as Palestinians are murdered. In the next paragraph, we learn the name of this person. It's an executive director of Gen Z for Change. Her name is Elise Joshi. And according to the Daily Mail, she has been posting footage of Free Palestine rallies outside the White House and top U.S. universities on social media. The 21-year-old also published a statement on behalf of the nonprofit, which takes aim at Israel following the horrific terror attacks that have seen more than 1,000 killed and 10,000 injured. I wish I could say that I was surprised to read that, but honestly, I wasn't. Because this is exactly the type of person who right now is condemning Israel and posting a lot of anti-Semitic stuff online. 21 years old, leader of a group called Gen Z for Change. I mean, this girl, and yeah, I'm not going to call her a woman, she is still a girl, she doesn't know what she's talking about. And that's what I find just so disgusting about all the people posting all this anti-Israel stuff online. They don't even know their history. They have bought into this false narrative that has been promoted by groups like Hamas, and they are refusing to accept the reality of the situation, that Israeli citizens, women, and children are being murdered by Hamas terrorists. And this girl who's been saying all of this, she is the leader of a group that got $2 million in support from Archwell. And I think they only gave, a total of $3 million out in a single year? So I guess most of it went to this group. If this is the kind of group they're going to support with their donation money, it's better that nobody give them anything. Most of it goes directly into Meghan and Harry's pockets anyway, and I guess whatever they've got left over, they're going to give to some woke extremists. So let's remember what Meghan and Harry posted on their Archwell website. They posted at the Archwell Foundation with Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. We stand against all acts of terrorism and brutality. We are supporting our partners and organizations on the front lines in Israel to provide the urgent aid needed and to help all innocent victims of this unconscionable level of human suffering. Well, I guess we know now which groups they're talking about, which groups they're giving aid to. They don't want to help the people of Israel get real. This Elise Joshi girl has also retweeted some really disgusting stuff, like, we are fighting human animals and will act accordingly. I mean, come on. She's retweeted some stuff from Jeremy Corbyn and other people who have said some stuff that is really anti-Semitic. So that's who Meghan and Harry want to give money to support, an anti-Semite. But at the same time, they just had to release a statement claiming that they condemn all acts of terrorism and brutality, although they're not really saying which side they believe is guilty of acts of terrorism and brutality. I'm sure that was intentional. Could the two of them be any more hypocritical? Well, actually, yes, now that you mention it. Because here we've got OK Magazine with another headline about them. The hypocrisy continues. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry take another private flight after living it up in the Caribbean. OK Magazine has been posting some pretty glowing articles about the two of them lately, so I'm glad that at least they're taking a break from that. Writing for OK Magazine, Charles Switzer says Prince Harry and Meghan Markle cannot practice what they preach, as they continue to get caught taking private flights for leisure trips. The royal rebels were spotted flying into Atlanta on a gas-guzzling flight solely for themselves after their brief holiday on the Caribbean island of Canoan. And then, he writes, this appearance comes after several speeches the Duke of Sussex gave in recent years regarding the role of energy and fuel consumption in the age of climate change. Oh, you mean the man who told all of us that we need to work hard to reduce our carbon footprint actually has a much bigger carbon footprint than any of us could ever imagine? Really? Is there a word for somebody like that? Oh yeah, hypocrite. Anyway, Mr. Switzer goes on to say, in the fall of 2021, the Montecito twosome released a joint statement on their website which read, as global leaders convene for COP26 to commit to solutions for our climate crisis, all of us at Archwell, led by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, share our pledge towards a more sustainable future by becoming net zero by 2030. Oh, really? The same couple who insists on traveling a single block with a 7-car gas-guzzling SUV convoy and also has to take a private jet flight whenever they go anywhere, they're going to become net zero by 2030? Please explain to me exactly how that's going to happen. And then Mr. Switzer goes on to write, private flights are said to be some of the worst offenders when it comes to emitting carbon into the atmosphere, which is certainly not a way to work towards net zero carbon. Really? You mean they're not going to achieve their goal? Oh, but they always follow through with their promises. And then this article confirms the news that we reported that Harry was quietly removed from the list of the board of directors for his Green Travel Initiative Travelist. Well, of course they got rid of him. I mean, come on. They didn't want the whole organization to fall apart, and that's exactly what would have happened if they allowed Harry to continue to be on the board of directors. But anyway, I guess Travelist said they will always value their founder's commitment to environmental sustainability. Honestly, they shouldn't have even said that, because their founder has no commitment whatsoever to environmental sustainability. I don't really know what Harry is truly committed to, maybe himself, but maybe not even that. I don't think he's committed to Meghan at this point. What does he really care about? And then we're reminded of what the royal expert Richard Fitzwilliam said after Travelist cut ties with Harry. If you preach about climate change, as Harry and Meghan do, you should, where possible, practice what you preach. What a novel idea. I mean, clearly this is not something Harry or Meghan have ever considered. And Richard Fitzwilliams also said in 2019 in a conversation in Vogue with environmentalist Jane Goodall, Harry said that he would only have 2 children because of his concerns about climate change. Yet the discovery that along with flights to London, only him and Germany for Invictus, the couple also visited Princess Eugenie, whom they are close to in Portugal, has obviously laid them open to charges of hypocrisy. Well, yeah, of course, they've been laid open to charges of hypocrisy. I mean, at this point, who is not calling the two of them hypocrites? Well, folks, I'm going to end this video by sharing with you, if you haven't already heard, what Angela Levin recently had to say about the toxic twosome. When speaking with a Sky News host, she said, Meghan and Harry are becoming more and more ridiculously funny, and I can't help but agree. And you, what do you think about the Duke and Duchess of Hypocrisy? Please let me know your opinion below in the comments section. As always, if you have time, please don't forget to like this video and share it with anybody else who would enjoy it. And if you didn't already, please hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss a single video from Kate Middleton and the Queen team. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll be back to see you in the next videos.